All right, now I call to order the Thursday, November 6th Physical Resources Committee to order. I apologize to all the viewers at home for the tardiness. We've had some technical issues as well as the committee before went well over its allotted time. I trust that you've had an opportunity to read the minutes of October 9th, 2025. If so, I'd entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Support.
Approved by Commissioner Tillotson, supported by Commissioner Blanco. Any amendments or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those same sign, we have approved the minutes of October 9th. Traveling along, we have arrived at finance reports.
You will find your finance reports in your packet, starting with the Building and Site Division of the Capital Fund. You will see various projects that are open and being expensed, and your balance available for future projects is just under 1.4 million. Moving along to the Marie Spear Campus Division of the Capital Fund, again, you will see two open projects. The insurance claim that we are still working on, which we're coming almost a year of working with our liability insurance company, but we should have that closed shortly. And then you will see the Juvenile Justice Infrastructure Grant that is again ongoing, and that is regarding the renovation of existing detention. And your balance available for future projects is $48,432. If there's any questions, I will attempt to answer them.
Outstanding. Thank you, Shannon. Any questions of the Deputy Administrator in the finance report? Hearing none, we have moved along to Building and Grounds.
Good morning. I'll cover a few high points here on our report that you have in your packet. The jail had identified some areas in several of the blocks where the grading for the catwalk had started to come loose. So we've gone through and we've welded all those to make sure that everything's secure. We've made some repairs in the judicial building to the boiler controls, had some issues with some components to that system. Those have been taken care of. We've made preparations for the county Christmas tree here in the old courthouse lawn. Made the container for it a little deeper this year because the tree is going to be a little bigger, we've been told. So we'll be ready for that when it arrives. Winterized the lawn equipment and getting ready to put the plows on and do all that fun stuff for the winter weather that'll be coming up. Human Services Building, the Health Department renovations are ongoing. We're also making preparations for the meeting room renovations that should be starting shortly as well. And we're awaiting the compressor to make the repairs to the chiller. Adrian Mechanical has that on order. Marie Spear Campus, the renovations have begun on the old detention and finishing up a few minor things with phase one as well. So been busy out there. I believe that's the high points for the report.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. Any questions of Building and Grounds? Hearing none, seeing none, we've moved along to Drain Commission report, monthly report. Ed.
Good morning and thank you.
Good morning, sir.
I didn't provide a monthly report this month. I was out of town and missed the deadline, but we have our account balance summary provided there, indicating our balances on our revolving equipment funds and drain funds. And also I brought forward a request for a capital improvement debt service charge on the Lake Arrowhead Estates water system. That is a water system in Raisin Township. It's located on Occidental, just north of Sutton Road. And the county has been the owner of this water system since 1982. I'm sure you're aware of it, Jim. And in that time, there has been two temporary debt service charges for capital improvements in recent times. In 2021, we replaced the well house roof and installed a dehumidifier in the well house. And another, we replaced the one of the two well pumps in 2022. Both of those debt service charges have expired. Recently, the remaining original well pump from 1982 failed, and as a result, we had to replace that. The cost of the replacement and associated costs with that was $25,400 $493.85. I would like to point out that I have a typo on the letter that I provided you. I inadvertently had a 4 instead of the 5 there. So I am proposing to obtain a short-term, a 3-year loan in this amount to cover these costs. The proposed debt service charge would be $10.73 per month plus finance charges. Currently, we're seeing rates in between 4.5% and 5.2% for those types of loans. The current monthly operation and maintenance base charge is $37.50 up to 6,000 gallons, and then it's $2.50 for every 1,000 gallons over that, up to 12,000 gallons. I'm not proposing to change the monthly O&M charge, but basically what it is right around $50 for the debt service charge and the base charge. In comparison, in Riga, they're paying about $155 a month, so it's still considerably lower with this charge. And what we did in the past is brought a resolution to the board, which we've attached a sample of that for approval. The dates, obviously, on that sample would need to be updated prior to signing. And what I'm asking for is the Physical Resources Committee recommend approval to the Personnel Ways and Means Committee. If there's any questions.
So the $50 is per year.
No, that's a monthly.
All of a sudden.
We need a motion.
I'll make a motion for discussion.
Motion by Commissioner Tillotson, supported
Support.
by Commissioner Blanco, and of course, we defer to Mr. Tillotson as it is his district amongst many other reasons.
So I'm aware of the water system. And I think that we have done something with it twice since I've been here. So it's gonna cost people how much more? What are they paying now?
So currently the base rate is $37.50 a month.
So basically it's $12 and some change.
I have a question. Are-
Commissioner
will you-
Blanco.
Will you give them notice before it goes up, or just give them a heads up so it's a
Yes.
surprise?
I would be sending out a letter.
Okay. Explaining.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Chairman Van Dorn.
And what happens if somebody wants to pay the full amount in advance?
We would offer a prepayment.
Okay. Yeah, because there are gonna be people.
That's definitely a possibility.
Any additional questions? I do see the concern with the raise in costs, but our county right now is kind of plagued with extremely expensive water bills in a lot of our smaller communities. So this is relatively small compared to what a lot of other residents are paying. Any other discussion?
In the.
Commissioner Tillotson.
Thank you. That all that water comes out of a well,
2 wells.
two wells there. And they've been there for how long?
Prior to 1982.
Okay. Well, you mentioned Raga and the difference in the cost. Nothing against the people in Raga, but if you can get water in Raga, period, you need to go to church on Wednesday nights, thanking for Sunday. Water's a little tight down there. Water in Raisin Township is on the top of the ground. So there's quite a difference in, I don't know what them wells are, but either side of 100 feet. And Raga, you might be 250. Lucky if you can get it. So there's a great difference in the ability to get water there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any additional questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. The same sign, motion carried. Thank you, Ed. Now moving along, we are to updates and other business, MSC renovations.
MSC renovations are going well on existing detention. We have hit a couple issues with some electrical and some plumbing. Those are currently being priced out. This is an older building, so these are some things that we expected. But things are going smoothly and actually rather rapidly. So,
Thank you. Any questions of Deputy Administrator Elliott? Hearing none, we have a couple requests coming up. B, furnishings for jail control room.
as part of the 2025 capital improvement plan, there was $50,000 reserved for a reconfiguration of the control center of the jail. Obviously, when we submit for a capital plan, capital project, sometimes those quotes, if you will, are not secure until they go back out for the following year. So we did see that the request came in, or the quote came in for the reconfiguration from Zybex in the amount of $45,372.47, as well as 14 additional monitors totaling $1,666. And then we were not able to get a secure quote for the electrical, but we were able to get kind of an idea, if you will. They can't give us a secure quote until the equipment has been, is here. So we're asking for, to approve the CIP Jail Control Center reconfiguration project in the amount not to exceed $55,000.
I so move, this goes to Ways and Means, right?
No, this would be, this committee has approval of the capital plan, so this would, you would be the approving body.
Did Rob make the motion? I will support it then, yes.
Motion by Commissioner Tillotson, supported by Commissioner Blanco. Any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries. All right, moving along, we have another request, juvenile justice grant.
So this is actually again for the renovation of the existing detention. We received a grant from DHHS in just over $1.3 million with a matching from the county and a $500,000, totaling the $1.833194. Currently, that project is slated for a contingency of $132,063. We are requesting to recommend to Personnel Ways and Means to delegate authority to the administrator to expend contingency funds earmarked in that budget for necessary change orders on the MSC detention renovation project, much like we currently did on phase 1 of the project, which was the expansion. Without having that ability, it will hold up construction. It will hold up the timeline of the project tremendously. So if we designate that authority to the administrator, it allows us to maintain our current timeline of construction.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Blanco, supported by Commissioner Tillotson. Any discussion?
So
Commissioner Tillotson.
money is gonna come out of contingency.
That money is already, the 132.63 is actually part of that total project cost that you see of the 1.833. So it's not going to come out of the county's contingency fund. It's going to come out of that actual total project. We're just earmarking a portion of that to be contingency.
How big a portion are we talking about?
It'll be 132,000 is earmarked as owner contingency
Of the 188?
of the 1.8 million, yes.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those same sign. Motion carries. All right, now to a very particularly important topic, evergreen tree discussion.
Want me to take it? Okay.
Chairman Van Dorn.
Thank you. We have been approached by a number of citizens that are concerned about putting our Christmas tree up every year, cutting it down and killing a tree and putting it in our front yard. We have tried to tell these people in our understanding, and they understand that we always find a tree that has to be harvested. So it's not like we're doing that, but that was fine with them, but they said, how would you like to have a permanent tree? We would consider donating the cost of putting a permanent tree there so that you have it for the courthouse. And I said, that would be up to the commission. So I would bring it to their attention. I have no idea if there's any, this came up 15 years ago, I think, Ralph, if you remember correctly. And I don't know, for some reason, I think it was the cost at the time. It was going to have to be our cost. Well, this would be, donated costs. So if there's an interest, I'll continue, my dialogue with these people, but I told them I didn't want to do anything until I found out that there was any sort of interest to do that.
Commissioner Tillotson.
I don't see how in the world you could move a tree as big as we need and make it live year after year. I'm not a evergreen expert, but
I,
how to plant a tree and make it live.
But you're a farmer. It'd be interesting to see where it would have to be placed because of the roots, and getting into some of our, services and power lines and broadband
Yeah.
this and gas line that. But I'd be more than thrilled to continue this discussion. I'm a big supporter of Christmas and the Christmas tree, and, so I think it's something that we could talk about. Do we have further details of that? Would we have to ask the various departments that would have jurisdiction over those
Yeah, I think,
utilities?
I think we got to ask physical resources.
Yeah.
Because it's just the questions that you just asked there, I have no idea if there's lines running in there, if there's T1 lines, if there's sewer lines. I have no idea what's out there.
And it's a little touchy subject with this committee, but there might be plans of where those items are, and we might get into finding there are additional ones we didn't know about. Sir?
yeah, at first blush, I think the area that we use is pretty open, from those utilities. Obviously, we would, take a deeper dive if we were to pursue this further. I have the same concerns that Ralph had with the tree that size, trying to, move and plant a tree that size. I can't imagine what the cost would be, but we're definitely all for it.
Uh,
Commissioner Tillotson?
let Jim-
Well, and I posed that question to them because I said, we have to have a fairly good sized tree and we can't, plant an 8-foot tree and wait for, 20 years for it to become a 50-foot tree. And they said, no, we understand that. It'll be a substantial sized tree and we're willing to, go the cost to get that done. And I guess they said it can be done.
Now, to move a tree that size, the only way I know that you can do it and give it any chance of living is to spade it.
Correct.
Now,
Probably shut the road down.
the spade would be 2/3 of the way from me to Jim. I mean, it would be to a point where it would just take one heck of a truck to bring it here. I mean, it's dirt ways. That spade, will weigh thousands of pounds. And, I built a new home in 1990 and put some trees out, and this time of year, we appreciate them. They've got to be adults, and we are fortunate that they pretty much all live. But we planted some blue spruce, and they were excellent, till they got a blue spruce disease that was not here when I planted trees. So we axed them. But, there's some trees, and I kind of notice trees. I, like you, I appreciate trees. And there's some trees on Wilmouth Highway this guy put a line in. And I don't think them trees are 20 years old. And I think they're 25 to 30 feet high. Beautiful trees. Spruce trees, just plain spruce trees. If you ever get a chance, you go down Valley Road, to Wilmouth Highway. It dead ends there pretty much. You turn and go south, and they are on the left-hand side. Just absolutely beautiful tree. I would expect that if they were in fact to buy a tree, spade it, set it out there, that we would try to have some type of a spruce tree that seems to stand all the diseases and, you know, blue spruce trees are beautiful, but they don't have the disease. If they have the disease, they look like somebody went to a hairdresser and just
What height are we talking about here?
Well, I haven't even gone there, Mr. Chairman, because I just want to get an idea if you're interested in it. This may not, nothing may come of this. As far, if I go back to them and they say, well, you know, we were looking at a, 12-foot tree or something, I'm sure we don't want to do that. So if there is an interest, if it were a big enough tree, if we wanted to do it, are we interested? I'll go back and talk to the people and find out, what size they're talking about, and get more information for you, but I didn't even want to go there until I know.
Yes, we'll do some more research on various aspects and bring the proposals forward for more discussion, maybe next month.
So-
Mr. Tillotson.
And it pretty much gonna be funded by private people.
Correct. Already told them that.
Well, I can remember Mr. Berryman calling me, Ways and Means Chair, and it was time to be looking for a tree. He wondered if, at that time, didn't have a tree. And he said, what do you think my chances are? And I said, I think you got two chances. Slim and none. He said, can I come before the board? I said, certainly, we'd love to have you. And he put his heart and soul in it. I mean, Jim's a lot of things, but he likes Christmas and he likes Christmas trees. And it's been amazing how many nice trees that we've had that serve that purpose, give their life for it in the end. But I just think it may be doable, but I think it's thousands of dollars to feed that tree and make it stay alive. And that's just my personal opinion.
Mr. Collins.
Well, I think it's certainly worth looking into. There's some questions being raised, questions can be answered, but certainly worth looking into.
Yep.
As it matures, maybe on March 17th, they can put shamrocks on it and so forth.
Sure.
So it's most definitely worth looking into.
Mr. Collins always with the pitch. All right, moving along to public comment period. Is there any public comment? Is there any public comment? Is there any public comment? Not seeing any, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Moved by Commissioner Tillotson, supported by Commissioner Blanco. All those in favor signify by saying aye.